A cute girl in my class started asking me about zodiac signs and astrology, and I said I was interested, but I know nothing about them. What do I do, Hasan? Dude, just learn, like, ask your mom when you're actually, no, I don't know. Just make it up. Just like say that you were born on a time because they're going to ask you that so they can do like an astral chart for you. Okay. And then, I mean, just make shit up. Honestly, just make shit up and be like, I don't know. Run as fast as you can. Wait, why, dude? No, dude.
18 months, I guess.
A lot of girls are into astrology. Like, just learn about astrology a little bit. It will be beneficial for you. I promise. Like run until what? Run until you reach a dude. Run away until you find a dude.
I'm Ian. I'm an adventure astronomer and astrophotographer. What I love about astronomy is sharing the passion of the stars with people. I question science all the time. That's the whole point about science.
When I hear of astrologers, I think of people who kind of need guidance. Astrology is not a science. Science is something that requires proof, something that you can reproduce.
I think astrology is just a belief system, and I don't think it makes sense. It's not really...
Dude, by the way, like, dudes believe in dumbass shit too. Like, we got our own versions of astrology, okay? Like, it's a meme to, like, categorize this as, like, exclusively men versus women, but, like, you know, plenty of people believe in dumb shit, okay? Just, you know, it's fun. It's fun for them, all right? It's just, like, let people, you know, let people do fucking whatever they want to do, okay? Yeah, crypto is, like, astrology for dudes.
A science. I honestly believe that astrology just makes people happy.
Hi, my name is Trenton. I am a spiritual analyst. I definitely believe astrology is a science. We have discovered so much about the metaphysics of things and energies that are hidden.
I think my study benefits people because the greatest gift that you can give someone is self-knowledge. It gives us our own little map of ourselves.
I believe that zodiac signs are totally relevant, but they're just a basis of a much deeper practice. They're the tip of the iceberg.
She did the reading, dude. She's like, there's more to it than that, you fucking pathetic fools. You just know about the zodiac signs? Guess what, dude? Why are you defending astrology so much if you think it's bullshit? I think it's just like a fucking coping mechanism, and also just, you know, it's like the least harmful fucking coping mechanism you can engage in. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, it's like fun little stories.
15 months.
Also, you know, a lot of hot girls are into astrology, okay? I'm just gonna say it. Fuck it. Like, I'm saying it. So I'm just, you know, I like to have fun sometimes. I like to say, you know, crystals are sick. Okay, there you go. I said it. Fuck you.
Step forward if you agree. Astrology is a sham.
You can believe whatever you want to believe in as long as, you know, it makes you happy, doesn't hurt others. But personally, I've just never really understood how, especially since we all study stars, how something that's so far away and that could potentially be gone could affect you when you were born. It just doesn't make sense to me scientifically.
One of the things that they don't account for, astrologers, is as time passes by, there's this thing called precession where the Earth's axis actually makes like a rotation. And these constellations were set like 2,000 years ago.
That's high.
And they still assume that these are the ones that are where the sun is when you were born.
I've heard this. Yeah, I've heard this before. It's like all that shit needs to be retconned now, right? Because it's not the same anymore. God damn, dude. Shut up. Shut up. You're ruining it. This is how you get no pussy, okay? If you say stuff like this, I'm going to be honest with you, it's just not happening, okay? So everything that these people are saying right here, the astronomers, okay, just like know that is the truth. They are correct. But like, if you want to be a no pussy haver, then, you know, you can do that. Be like, actually, the constellations changed. So technically, like, everything you know about modern day astrology needs to be reversed. Like, no, like, don't do that. Just don't do that, okay? Don't do that. Don't.
And also, you can't split them apart equally because each constellation has different sizes. You don't have the sun in one for 30 days. You just don't do that. And look, let's be honest, you can't divide people into these neat categories. There's almost 8 billion people on this planet. You're gonna tell me that there's only 13 categories of what we are?
Exactly, it doesn't make sense.
Right, I think sham is kind of it's a negative word, but from a scientific standpoint,
would you agree that astrology has a degree of predeterminism that can be used in negative ways, like discriminatory type shit? What? No. You want to know why? Because I'm happy with someone who's like, oh, I'm never fucking a Leo. If that's like how they operate, then that's fine. Like, that's chill. Like, that's a good way to discriminate, okay? But like outside of that, like, it's not, you know, codified. There is no historical precedence for astrology girls and boys being like, you know, we need to start fucking oppressing the Scorpios, okay? Like, there's no, it's insane. It's just like a ridiculous thing.
Standpoint, we don't see that there's evidence that we can't make predictions on people's lives based on the positions of the stars.
Can the disagreeers come forward?
Good discrimination, Pepega, yes, that is actually someone who is self-discriminating in that respect is good. Why? Do you wanna be like, do you want to be around a person who's like literally fucking taking astrology to that degree? No. So yeah, it's fine. That's great.
What?
I practice Western tropical astrology. And so the tropical system of astrology goes off of the equinoxes and the solstice. It has
Don't
nothing.
even pretend to be vegan to get girls too. I don't pretend to like be an astrologist, dude. I just listen, okay?
Hassle.
I just nod. It's not that hard. Being a vegan actually requires sacrifice.
To do with the constellations, what you know of astrology in the Western world.
I also specialize in tropical astrology, and that's just one system in astrology, right? There's tropical and sidereal, those are the two systems, and they're separated by 23.4 degrees. It all depends on what system works for you.
So does that mean you have like a choice, or you see what everything means and you're like, okay, I want to pick that one, I want to study that one?
It's based off of what really resonates, right? And you'll know what resonates with you. You'll get this inner feeling through your chakral system, and you'll know right away.
Whether you resonate with Vedic astrology or Western astrology depends on whether you're more interested on using astrology for predictions or whether you're more interested on using astrology to understand yourself and validate and affirm the things that you feel in yourself.
You say astrology, meaning that the stars do matter, right? So what part do stars play in Western?
Bro, she is, I can just sense it, dude, okay? She's such a fucking Taurus rising, okay? I'm just going to tell you right now, that's real Scorpio behavior, Taurus rising. That's a heat sign. And I'm just making stuff up, but I sound convincing, right? Like, that's how I get you. You're all of a sudden, you're like, what? A heat sign? No, a fucking water sign. Earth sign. Earth chakra. Anyway, I mean, it's all fucking made up. Who cares? What's the difference, dude? Shut the fuck up. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't read the made-up book. And I just made my own thing up, okay? My bad, dude. Aha, you're wrong. Yeah, it's all wrong. It's just all made up, so shut up. Okay? I'm just having fun like they are. She, on the other hand, is not having fun. She's here to kick ass, dude, okay? She's here to fucking rip people's throats out.
Astrology.
It's not so much being born around the time that the constellation is in a certain place in the sky. You have this chart wheel and it's divided equally in 12 parts. So the rising would be dependent on that wheel, what sign, and not constellation, but what sign, depending on the tropical divisions, is on the eastern horizon. Then the rising is the first house, or it's the cusp of the first house, and there's 12 houses.
What does that mean? Because I hear that, and again, I'm not familiar with it. It just kind of sounds like a lot of...
Yeah, that's right, Ian. You're not. I mean, she's really into it, though. She's like a weeb, you know what I mean?
Gibberish.
Yeah,
absolutely. If you think of a clock, The hands pointing to the numbers is not time. They just represent time. Planets, where they are in the chart, are not the energies that we're looking at. They're just representations of those energies. It's just the realm of possibilities that the way that you express action in your life could show up.
When we categorize different planets in astrology, it's just to give characteristics.
Motherfuckers would be like, man, this astrology shit is so fucking stupid. I am totally an ENTP though. You know what I mean? Like, there are so many different like categorizations
9 months
that are exactly just the same shit. Dude, I got the ENFG stare, dude. That's me. That's so me.
On the specific energies. To touch on a point that you brought up, like how can we be here and planets all the way out there, how are they affecting us? Energy cannot be created or destroyed, right? We all heard that in our science classes growing up. So we are all bits and pieces.
That's not necessarily true. This is like essentially you're talking about like kind of conservation of energy and stuff like that, right? But like we live in a universe that, for example, may be infinite.
Yeah.
We don't know. And we never can, because we're limited to a specific distance to how far we can see.
I guess what I was getting to is we're all bits and pieces of energy. So everything that exists in our universe is energy.
I think that we're getting confused with our definitions of energy. I think that's where the like we have a different definition of like more scientific definition of energy, and you guys have more of a
it's
like a personality, like spiritual, yeah, like that. Like
Yeah, I think there's for science, like they have to be very careful about how they use the term energy, because a lot of the times it can get hijacked, or even delving into the world of like quantum physics, they use the word quantum in a way that it's not supposed to be represented as.
My beliefs are supported by science.
So
like I don't give a fuck what kind of dumb shit you believe in, okay? I don't give a fuck what kind of dumb shit you believe in, as long as you get your vaccination, okay? As long as you believe in like modern medicine and shit. But if it's like, if you're using like astrology to be like, my day is going to be good this week, and like, okay, it's sick. All right, cool. Like, I'm not going to yuck your yum. You know what I mean? Random chatter post. Hey, mom, what time was I born? Nope. Stop talking to her. Okay. Mom is wrong. You can have a little fun as a treat. Okay. I'm right. Your mom is wrong. You're no longer grounded. Don't worry.
You guys are probably like, astrology is not a science, but it is, because it's its own separate.
It's just, he's like, oh, astrology is not a science, but it is. But it fucking is. I will fucking kill you.
Field. Astrology, not a science, but it is, because
But it is.
Its own separate field. Astrology has been a practice that has been used for civilizations.
What is a science to you? What does science mean to you?
Now, a science is anything that can be applied to the practical realm. I know we were saying a lot of talk about, oh, this is interpretive, or this could be used for predictive measures.
But
it is something that is practical, right? I have to use math, and I have to use other basic science skills in order to pull up a chart. I'm looking at degree placement, right?
I think that fields could use science and still not be science. You could use math and science and it still not be a science. I think science comes with...
What's your degree? I'm sorry, what's your definition of science?
I think science comes with fact. There's a scientific method, so you start with a theory and then you prove it at the end. Say we randomly discover a new planet in our solar system, okay? Will it change what you guys
Absolutely, because that would be something that we'd have to sit and try to study. We'd have to conduct research on that planet, just as well as you guys would have to do. You guys would just be applying it in a different way. So I definitely look at our field as a science.
Are my beliefs backed by science? No, they're not. In fact, it's the opposite. Most scientists would say that I'm crazy. Do I believe that astrology is a type of science, a soft science? Yes, because I study psychology, I study therapy. There are people who say that therapy and psychology are not sciences. I also think that psychology and therapy are soft sciences. They're not rooted in the scientific method. They are rooted more in the person, in who that person is, and the potential of that human being and their energies.
But there's a difference there, because in psychology, we could...
I think she's taking a lot of liberties with that. She's like, hey, if psychology is a science, so is astrology. Respect. I respect that. I think that's a, you know, it's just like, She's doing the by your logic leap. The redefinition of words is fucking dangerous. The same as science schism early in the 1800s, where people didn't like that electricity was complicated, so they tried to make science simpler for even the layman to understand, but that just isn't how it is, and you can't even attempt to understand electricity and quantum physics without dedicated studies. This is an extension of anti-intellectual sentiment. Shut up, nerd. Okay, we get it, bro. Yeah, all right, dude, you're a fucking nerd, okay? Shut up, nerd. Astrology's a science. I said it.
See, we could scan the brain and see the chemical imbalances. We could see what's missing. We could see the neurons firing. We could see exactly why things are happening, and we could prove that. So,
but you can't always prove the treatment.
But we can also look at a chart. We can also look at a chart and look at how the energies are interacting with a person. And
dude, I love that. Dude, they sold me. They sold me. That's right. They fucking sold me, dude. Hey, sorry, we got charts too, bitch. That's right, dude. That's fucking right. Turns out if you have a chart, that means it's a science. This is a science, okay?
Correlated to what is on the chart.
I think energies and like neurons.
And I keep using energies, and that's also what I'm trying to say. Somebody had to be like, why is that energy affecting me in this way? Somebody had to sit and study these things. A team had to do research on these things.
I don't have science to prove why I believe.
Bro, then, but like this means everything that has been studied, regardless of how fucking silly it might be, is technically a science. Including, what was the rock guy? Mud Fossil University. God, he is not doing any favors. This guy is that lady of the astrology team. Like, he's just like so confidently incorrect. Did you post this? Every beautiful woman is allowed to believe 3 to 5 ridiculous things. I do agree with that. I 100% agree with that. I not only agree with that, but I also like that. I think that is like, that's what makes people more interesting. Yeah. Beautiful only? No, I think that they're just like saying that as a joke, or rather like adding the beautiful as like a fucking, I don't know. Someone else's tweet. Shut up. You apply cop phrenology like a science too? Yeah, that is what is known as a joke. Like, the joke is exaggeration there. Like, obviously, it's not a real thing. Phrenology is not real. It is a fake racist science, okay? So when I do cop phrenology, I'm actually joking.
What I believe. It's just, I've been studying this for 7 years and I've been practicing professionally for 4 years. And astrology has not led me wrong. Like, I don't miss.
Except for like the entirety of what you just mentioned, which is ironically astrology letting you astray by, making you focus all your energy and effort on a totally made up thing.
Is there a way you can tell if you're wrong or right?
Well, yeah, because I speak to my clients. I never tell my clients, like, this definitely happened for you, and if you don't agree, then you're wrong. I'll say, oh, this could be an indication of this. Is this true? And they'll say yes, or if they say no, I'll say, well, maybe it can be interpreted in this different way. That's also where the interpretive thing comes in, is that it doesn't play out the exact same every time, which is why it can't be pinned down by science.
And that's why you can't call it a science. Yeah. It's not reproducible. Science is something that is rigorously tested, and it's stuff that's reproducible. You have to be able to reproduce results. What astrology is interpretive. So you might misinterpret things because it's not really reproducible. Like, you're not going to always get somebody right. The reason why I didn't step forward for this prompt was because I think it's irrelevant. Like, I think beliefs are different than facts. And, I might really believe in God, for example. I might, right? And that's not backed by science.
Science is science, right? So it doesn't matter if I believe astronomy. It doesn't matter what I believe. It just is or isn't.
Celestial objects influence people's mood.
I mean, if I'm driving home, maybe I had a bad day and I see the moon coming up. It's so beautiful. Like, how can that not affect your mood, right?
My boy's trying to, hey, that's right. You know what he's doing, Ian. I know what you're doing, Ian. Yeah. Yeah, that's right, baby. My man. Yep. I see what you're doing, bro. That's right. Open the door a little bit, you know, leave it open. I fucking love the moon, bro. I swear to God. Yo, that moon, dude, it makes me feel some type of way when I see that moon, dude. Fuck. Oh, yeah. He's just like, little door open, okay? Oh, yeah, it's not a science, but also, but the moon? Little crystal action makes me feel good, you know? That's right.
It's just so gorgeous. I do a lot of astronomy outreach. You know, I show people the planets or the moon through telescopes. A total solar eclipse that we've seen, we were all like in tears. It was just so beautiful. So yes, definitely things that happen up there can affect.
You know how the moons affect bodies of water, right? It is the lower the waves are, right? That's why we have tides, kind of, sort of, right? But we're made up of 70% water. The moon in astrology talks about our intuition, our feelings.
I love this take. I've heard this so many fucking times, dude. I've heard this so many times. The moon, if it impacts the water, and we're 70% water, so the moon impacts us drastically, like the tides. Yeah, like when the high tide is, I'm just full of water, okay? And when it's low tide, no water. I'm so dehydrated during low tide, dude. It's crazy. You know who else had this idea? Avatar, motherfucker. Blood bending. What this dude is literally describing is blood bending, okay? Let's keep going.
Our emotion. There are so many other planets and celestial bodies that are definitely doing that. So I'm so happy that you said yes, because it is definitely true.
See?
I'd love to.
That is literally the reaction you're going to get. Ian did that on purpose. He's like, I love the moon. Look at how much they love that shit. They're like, oh, yes.
To know what you think about the correlation between the 28-day cycle of the moon and the female hormonal cycle.
There must be something there. I'm not an evolutionary biologist, so I don't really know.
Yeah, I'm a Cancer rising, so I feel the moon, and I know from personal experience that, yeah, planets affect the moon.
I'll have to say I really liked your interpretation of that, because the moment that you stepped up, I was like, okay, I know what's coming. I know what it is, because I do agree on that. I mean, look, Mars is really far away. What is Mars gonna do, like, to my mood? It just doesn't. Even the gravitational force that we experience between planets that are further away it's really nothing.
Can I ask what makes you say that with such certainty?
Because I do physics, and so I know how gravity, like the force of gravity works.
Sure, but we have plenty of anecdotal, I guess you could say, evidence.
What the fuck? Bro, she literally went, oh, you do science? Well, guess what? I got anecdotes. I've never heard someone say that before. That's pretty awesome. Like, she straight up said, yeah, well, guess what? I got anecdotes. I know a guy. That's sick. That is Sigma behavior, dude. Literally. Oh, yeah? Oh, you got empirical evidence, dude? Guess what? I got anecdotal evidence. What's up? I know a guy who knows a guy. Get fucked.
Well, the thing is, if you believe something, right? Mm-hmm. You already believe it. And then the thing that I really have to mention this, like the thing that you mentioned about the correlation between like women's periods and the moon is moving away from us. So eventually it's not going to orbit in the same in the same way. And so and
that's why women's periods are fucked, dude. That's it. That's why 70% of my body is water, and that's why you're not supposed to drink as much water anymore. New York Times told me so, because the moon is moving away. Yeah, real shit.
Then
I think there's a big thing right now that we're using between correlation and causation. I think that's another big divide that we're seeing right now. Like when people...
Why are you trying to say correlation means causation to people who are just saying like, oh, you got data? Well, I got anecdotes. Like, it's over. That conversation is done, dude. When someone knows what anecdotal evidence is and says like, I don't give a fuck, like I know a guy, it's done. Like, you can't further that conversation. You are talking to a person who will never listen to you unless you turn around and you're like, I actually fuck with the moon heavy. Like, you know what I mean? Heavy flow shit, straight up. And then they will listen to you because you're agreeing with her, and that's it. And that's what happens with anecdotes. So it's a wrap at that point.
People are like in a mood, or like they're really happy and they go outside and they're like, oh, there's Mars, or the moon is full, or whatever. That doesn't make sense to me, where people can kind of not blame their behavior, but associate it with what's happening. Like, there's a correlation, but we can't see the causation.
She's so disgusted. She's like, I don't give a fuck, dude. I just said I care about anecdotes that agree with me.